All right, so we're in the 2024 Genesis GV60, and this is a bit of a road trip vehicle. We're driving home from Denver to Bountiful, Utah. It's just over an 8-hour drive and 500 and something miles. So this is our first time doing a road trip in an EV. We're a little nervous, but we know it'll be a good experience no matter what.
We're gonna get there.
So far, we've gone down quite a bit in range, 40 miles or so, and we've been driving for not that long, but we are just going over I-70 right now. We should get a few miles back going down from the regenerative braking. And so we'll just kind of keep you posted on how it's going. All right, so we just drove from downtown Denver to, we are in Edwards, I think it is, right here in Colorado still. From there to here, the map said it was 110 miles, and we left Denver with 234 miles of range, and we got here with about 94-ish, I think, is what we ended up with. And so the map said 110 miles here. That turns out to actually be about 144 miles in actual usage and range here in the GV60. So it definitely used quite a bit more miles than was estimated. And anyway, we're sitting here charging. After 3 attempts at 3 different chargers to get them to work, we got one to work. It wouldn't read my credit card, so I had to download the Electrify America app and load my card into that, and I was able from there to scan that on the machine, and that finally accepted it. And it said initially about 16 minutes to 80% charge, so pretty fast charging, I must say. That's pretty good.
But we also aren't totally depleted though in range, so if we were closer to zero, obviously that would take a lot longer.
Right. So yeah, we were still at like 40% range, I think is what about, or just below. And so yeah, not too bad, but anyway.
But we did waste like 15 minutes just trying to figure out the charging situation.
I'm just ready to keep going, and we're just waiting around. Yeah, so another thing too is we've gone up just about 30% almost, and that's it. It's already cost us $13 almost, and a ton of time. So it's great. I love it. Definitely the way of the future for sure. All right, so it's been about 20 minutes since we left the first charging station just outside of Vail, and I think in Edwards. And I have a few thoughts that I just wanted to record before I forgot them. But so from downtown Denver to where we were is about 110 miles, and that cost us about $25 to get up to just over 90%, which we're already down to 85%. But anyway, $25 to just get us over 90% charge battery. And it took us about 45 minutes because the first 3 stations, the first 2 didn't work. The third one did, but I had to create an account, Electrify America account, and then load my card on there because the card readers just wouldn't work. And so anyway, I would love, like, just a genuine question to know just more from people who buy EVs. Like, why did you buy it? Because I'm really honestly struggling to see how this makes sense for most people. Like, if I'm road tripping at all, I'm not going to take this. That just added 45 minutes in just one stop. And like, for example, when we road trip in our Kia Telluride, that's like we'll just pretend 400 miles to a tank, and we can pretty much do that without stopping, and it's going to be like $55 to fill up. So I just spent $25 for 110 miles, and it added 45 minutes to one stop. I just am struggling because I feel like And I was just saying to Allie that I don't really have a problem with EVs being an option. I think that they are actually a pretty great option for people that never leave town. Like, they can charge at home, and they just stay close to home all the time. They commute or whatever, charge it every night. Great. But I think my problem is with the messaging. The messaging that says, this is the answer. Everything's going electric. This is the future and next evolution of vehicles and transportation. And I just don't see that, at least not yet. I think the tech would have to be significantly improved, like so much improved, for this to be a viable option for a lot of people, including myself. Like, I just won't consider buying one. I want to be able to drive anywhere and everywhere whenever I want and not be worried about it. But this has been already a really long afternoon, and we're not even halfway home yet, and with a couple more, not even close, with a couple more charging stations to go. And so anyway, just I don't mean this at all like mean-spiritedly. I just genuinely want to know, like, who's buying these out there and why. And would just love to hear from more in the comments. So anyway, that's all the thoughts. I'm sure we'll be back with more in just a little while. See ya. So just making some notes here, but we just did a quick calculation of what it would be to drive from Denver to Edwards in a Ram 1500 TRX, and it was $39, $38. So only $13, $14 more to drive in a Ram TRX to the same place than it was to drive in our fully electric Genesis GV60. The calculated price for Ram TRX from Denver to Salt Lake was $183 in fuel, and so we will definitely compare at the end of this what it was, how it compares to driving this electric car all the way up. All right, so we made it to Grand Junction, just finished charging, and went from 30% to 93. Cost $30
in about 20 minutes.
So, yeah, and then a little bit more than that to find, because obviously there's chargers here, but there's no bathroom, so we gotta find a bathroom. And
we did have our dinner though, so nice sit down casual dinner in the car.
That's right. So now we're up to almost $60 from Denver to Grand Junction.
Not halfway yet.
And we are how far?
4.5 hours.
We've been driving for 4.5 hours.
We have 4.5 hours left.
4.5 hours left, and we've been on the road for, when did we leave Denver?
1:20-ish.
So
we're not quite halfway yet.
Over 5 hours into this.
But it should have been, without all the stops, it should have been a lot faster than that.
Right.
So distance-wise, we're not even halfway there yet.
So it's adding on at least 2 hours, probably 3, because we've got to stop two more times, one in Green River, and then once in Provo.
If you're the type of person who likes to take life slowly and you're in no rush, this probably will not bother you at all. I'm just thinking, if we had our kids in the back seat through all of this, I can't even imagine the
I'm pretty well
carnage.
done, and we're not even really halfway, so
yeah,
we'll keep you posted. All right, so another update. We're just on our way to Green River, and we left Grand Junction like an hour ago-ish. Anyway, we've been cruising right steady at 80. We've been losing about 3 miles a minute or so. So we're dropping like crazy. We charged up to 92%, and now we're at 47%. And with 100 miles of range left, we have 11 miles until we get to the next charger. And so, yeah, dropping pretty quickly at 80. And it's a really good thing that we're gonna be stopping, and then it's a longer stretch to Provo from Green River, and here's hoping all goes well. All right, so sorry for the bad quality, but anyway, here we are, we're in Green River, and if this charging station looks familiar, this is where the Strad man brought his Hummer EV and the charging stations weren't working. So thankfully these are, and we're gonna go ahead and charge this up as much as we can, above 90%, even though it's gonna take a little while, just because we've got a longer drive ahead of us before we get to Provo, and hopefully make it to the Walmart there. But yeah, we're here in Green River, Utah, and there's the Sleepy Hollow Motel. There is some vacancies. I guess we could stay there if we needed. And yeah, here's kind of where we're at. There's the GV60, and there is Green River. So yeah, we've definitely have spent quite a bit of money, way more than I was anticipating charging this thing up. So this will probably end up being about 30 bucks. And so if we had paid for the initial charging before we left, we'd be into this trip about 120 bucks, which seems just crazy. And we still have about 4 hours to go. So probably about 4 hours. Anyway, we'll be home pretty late, and this has definitely added quite a bit of time. And so I stand by what I said earlier, that these things are probably better suited for just around town driving. If you're planning on road trips, you need to plan on several more hours, and not a whole lot of cost savings. If you think you're going to save some money on gas, probably not going to happen. All right, so here we are. It is, my watch is dead. So I think we're like at 11:40 p.m. We left Denver at about 1:30 this afternoon. So it's been about 10, 11 hours almost. By the time we get home, it'll be 11 hours, so that adds 3 hours driving an EV from Denver to Bountiful, Utah. And so an 8-hour drive turns into an 11-hour drive. It cost us just about $140 from what I can tell, which is about $44 cheaper than driving a Ram TRX the same distance, which gets about 10 miles per gallon. So anyway, that kind of wraps up our experience. It's been a long day, and I can't wait to just get home, get to bed. But there we go, road tripping in an EV from Denver to Bountiful, Utah. It's been an experience. It's been long and much more expensive than I was anticipating, but hopefully this helps someone. And anyway, would love to hear some more of your comments in the comment section. And I'm going to bed. See ya.